Hello and welcome to Hornclub, the online saxophone magazine with me, Bob Whittaker and Dean Masser.
Hello.
Coming up in this episode, we have a Buescher alto saxophone shootout for you, 4 models. Yeah. So looking forward to hearing those, Dean. Also in the Bebop Cookbook, we will be discussing It's All the Pickup. But first, Sax News. Fans of Cannonball Adderley are in for a real treat with Tony Kofi's album, Another Kind of Soul. The UK-based award-winning saxophone player recorded this live album in 2019. It documents the explosive music Cannonball in all its glory, and it's available now on vinyl and digital download, so check it out. Highly recommended here at Hornclub. Next in the news, I would like to give a shout out to the good guys at Headwind Music and Boston Sax Shop for sending through some goodies. Custom reeds, superlative ligature, and the new S-Series mouthpiece. Fantastic stuff. I've been using that combination for the last couple of weeks, and it's great. Boston Sax Shop have been around for a while and been making some really, really good, high-quality saxophone accessories. Headwind Music in Bristol are the UK and European, I think, distributor of them. Do yourself a favour, check them out. We'll put links in below. That mouthpiece is kind of based a bit on a vintage Selmer Soloist. It's a horseshoe chamber, but it's supercharged. Fantastic stuff. It's really, really nice when you get something through that actually exceeds the hype. So, yeah, check them out. Worth your time looking at. And finally in the news, we'd like to really congratulate Clarke for reaching the finals of the BBC Young Jazz Musician of the Year. She's a fantastic player, the real deal, only 20. And she's been studying with Hornclub's Dean Masser for a couple of years. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. We'll put a link in below. Go check out Clarke. So beautiful saxophones.
Oh, yeah. I love the old Bueschers.
I like them, yeah. Before we go any further, we have to do this. The pronunciation of said saxophone In the UK, we've always referred to them as Bueschers.
Buescher. Yes.
Now, we're well aware that some folks call them Bueschers and some folks call them Buescher.
Buescher?
Buescher? There's probably other pronunciations we're not even aware of. I know that on the original adverts, I've seen a few different catalogue adverts of them, and they actually have brackets after the name with the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, but
they varied.
But there's
There was one that was Buescher. There was Buescher and Buescher. So, I don't know. For argument's sake, for now, we're going to refer to them as Buescher because that's what we've always called them. So please don't sue us if you're not happy with the pronunciation. We had 4. I selected 4.
That's right.
Different altos. There was the True Tone Series 2 in gold plate, True Tone Series 4 silver, Aristocrat, 1936.
Yep.
And the Big B, 1949.
Yeah.
Quite interesting that.
Yeah,
spread from 20. I think the Series 2 was 25, 26, going up to 49. Quite a lot of development in the keywork and so on.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
But they've all got that Buescher sound.
They have. Yeah, there's a certain sweetness to Bueschers, I think, that really make them stand out.
Yeah.
From the Aristocrats onwards, they had the tone ring.
Right, round the bell, yeah.
Yeah, which I think makes a difference. I mean, I've played some Buescher altos in some big rooms, Tower Ballroom at Blackpool.
Right.
And when you get it in a room like that, you realise what they're about. I mean, the sound just goes nuts. They go forever,
Yeah, that particular Big B that you played then, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
the loudest saxophone in Christendom. I've never.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
We probably shouldn't give the technical aspects away, but we did actually have to turn the mics down. For that. It was honestly just absolutely silly saxophone, and just such a big fat noise. Wonderful thing. But they all are in their way. I mean, I enjoyed playing the first one. Not least because it was the first saxophone I ever had.
Right.
It was exactly like that with the pearl button
G sharp on it. Yeah.
Which feels a little bit antiquated, I guess. But
it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I can not play things on there that I can not play on a Mark 6. So
right. Yeah. Okay.
If you know what I mean. They don't really hold you up that.
But I think you're right. I mean, there's slight difference between all of them, but the core sound of them, of Buescher, they have that real sweetness, don't they? Even when you're pushing them, they never really go, they never really go thin or anything. They stay fat, but have a lovely kind of sweetness over the top of them. And it's still popular today, but
I've been lucky enough to sit next to Andy Panay.
Right, okay.
A couple of times with him on lead alto.
Great
and he
player.
plays on a Buescher True Tone.
Yep.
And he's a knockout.
Ergonomics on them, pretty good.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, the earlier couple of models, you've got that, as I said, that funny little G sharp key and things, which feels a bit odd.
Yeah.
On the second one, the Series 4. You get a kind of roller from the G sharp to the C sharp and B, which is a bit better. By the time the Aristocrat came along, that was really good. Pretty similar to on the cons, really, the kind of straight across thing, articulated C sharp, nice light action.
Yeah.
You don't get the heavy C sharp that you do on the cons on them. They have a special little gizmo.
Yeah.
They're really nice. I think they're really nice.
I actually think that they're probably the most comfortable of some of the vintage saxophones.
Particularly
the altos. I think they've particularly when you're on the Aristocrats and the Big Bs and so on, they feel quite modern to me.
Yeah, certainly. If you compare it to like a Con New Wonder or something.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing about Bueschers at the moment, they're pretty good on price.
Yeah, it's a lot of saxophone for the money.
If you're thinking of getting into vintage. Dipping your toe in the water, as it were, can't really go wrong with one.
No.
They're probably, I don't know, currently maybe half the price of a con.
Yeah.
And probably about a zillionth of a Mark 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, goodbye, basically. So, Dean, I know that in some of your workshops that you run, you do one particular one, which is entitled "It's All a Pickup."
Yeah.
Go on. What's that all about then?
Well, this really came into sharp focus a few years ago. I was lucky enough to study with Hal Galper.
Right.
I had about maybe 7 lessons with Hal, and he's an astonishing educator. Yeah. He really is amazing. And I downloaded his book Forward Motion, right? Which every musician should have a copy of that. And I don't just mean jazz musicians either.
Yeah, just
every musician. There are some fabulous insights in that book. And what Hal turned me on to was this idea that everything in jazz is a pickup.
Right.
And it's funny because when I was a kid, I remember reading Miles Davis saying that it's all a pickup.
Right.
No clue.
What does that mean?
What he meant. And the basic premise of this idea is that rather than, which is how I used to think of music, you see a G chord and then you play a G chord and then you see a E7 or something and then you play over that and you play over that chord and then you play over that chord. Rather than playing over them, you play towards them.
Right.
So, for example, if I play over, something like a 1-6-2-5 pattern, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to I'll play the phrase, and then I'm going to break it up just to demonstrate what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, great.
So. Okay, so that was a fairly kind of predictable and standard bebop line. But what it did for me was it got a much better flow in me playing because I was approaching it in a different way. The notes are the same, but it's the approach. And once I'd heard it that way, suddenly all my records, everybody's playing sounded completely different to me. Yeah. So now I'll just break it up in the little bits and then I'll put it all back together again so that you can hear what I'm talking about. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything's ba-do-ba-da, ba-do-ba-da, rather than da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, which is kind of how music looks when it's written out. If you look at the Charlie Parker Omni book, you've got like 2 groups of 4 like that. So it makes you think dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba. But it's not. It's ba-do-ba-da, 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 which is the basic premise of Hal's forward motion idea. But it really was an absolute game changer for me.
Right, that's great.
So yeah, you can download the book from Hal Galper's website. We'll stick a link on, no doubt.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that's it. It's all a pickup.
It's all a pickup.
Great. So that's the end of this episode of Hornclub, and we hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, remember, give us a thumbs up, big like, and you know what to do now. Hit the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when the next episode's out. And we'll see you really soon.